Hello everyone, welcome to NAS TalkShow, and today I'm going to introduce Snapshot for local protection for your data and the NAS, which is a block level protection. So to better understand that one, we broke it down in two parts. First, we see how Snapshot works and what are its advantages, and second, we will see the use of the local snapshot for data restoration. So how we do that? So to understand that first, we see the QNAP out of volume snapshot. What does that mean? That means that the snapshot actually uses a storage pool to execute the data and to store the data there, and it supports thick volume, thin volume, and also block-based thin LUN. Also, when it's using the storage pool, if there is no pre-allocated space, but if you're guaranteed a space, it will use a guaranteed snapshot space. So for that, how does Snapshot actually work? To go into more details, we see the Snapshot actually freezes the blocks by Snapshot in the block level here, as we see, and the file level that we have the volume with the Snapshot. What does this mean? So these are the blocks frozen here, and these are the modified blocks. So when a process, for example, reads the volume, all it can see is the changed A prime, B prime, C prime, and the unchanged blocks, which are going to be DE. So they won't be able to see the frozen blocks. But if the snapshot is reading the volume, it will actually be able to read the frozen blocks. So if you revert the process, snapshot will be able to do that. But without the snapshot, if you don't have the snapshot and you did the changes on the blocks, this is what will be seen: A prime, B prime, C prime, and DE. So you won't be able to ever revert the process. So, for example, we have here the modified data blocks and original data. So this part is the modified one, and already we did the modified. So if we want to revert the process, we already have the original data frozen, as I mentioned earlier. So when we revert the process, the original data block, first what it will do is to get discard the modified ones, the ones that we are willing to revert the process, and mount back the original frozen blocks here, as you can see. Therefore, there is a process and a hierarchy that we have to follow. For example, understanding snapshot revert process. So if the QTS wants to create a snapshot, first it will be, for example, asking you if there is enough storage pool space. If there is, for example, larger than 60 gigabytes, then you go yes. And then is it free storage pool space larger than 32 gigabytes, then the QTS creates the snapshot. But each step here, for example, if there is no 16 gigabyte free space, it will move to the pool in read or delete mode and use free up space. So if there is, again, after 32 gigabytes, it will follow this hierarchy, this diagram, to create the snapshot. Or if there is a smart snapshot space management allowed, and then if not, then you have to manually free some space as a user to create the snapshot. So you have to check if there is enough space in the storage pool. So snapshot advantages, actually, snapshot is a differential block backup solution. So additional space will only be used when the data is modified. So as we see here with snapshot, we see that the block snapshot 1, snapshot 2, it will save only the changes and not the backup as here from the data as modified. Because with snapshot, the backup frequency can be increased while the required space is reduced for that. And we can see the difference with the backup to size and the snapshot to size, which makes a more differential solution. Also, so snapshot protects the data from ransomware attack. How does it do so? It protects it because snapshots are stored out of volume, and as I mentioned, cannot be seen normally at the file system level, meaning that the block level will be like this, and with the snapshot, and it will be protected by the ransomware, which keeps it also protected for accidental deletion in the block level here. So easily take snapshot in 3 steps. This is very simple. All you have to do is go to storage and snapshot. You can access it either from our control panel. And then you can see here, first also select a volume or loon, then take the snapshot. So the third one, you can also use the snapshot to configure it with the snapshot manager to take a snapshot on a scheduled basis every 5 minutes or on a daily basis, depending on you. And the other advantage that we have with the snapshot and how to manage it is actually integrated with a file system, our authenticated file manager in the QTS. Then it is built in. As you can see, there is this blue button up here to take snapshots of the files and check using the file station to browse different versions of the snapshot. You can see here on the left hand side that you can actually access the different versions of the snapshot and also easily drag and drop files in between. So this is Snapshot, local protection on block level for your NAS. Thank you.